What's up, guys? We're gonna review Venom tonight. Yeah, woo!
Everyone together. We.
I thought we were gonna sing Venom by Eminem.
No.
Ready. Knock knock, let's double it.
No. So I'm Kian, and I'm here today with
Eli, Zach,
and we got
Ryan.
Yeah, hey, you're back.
Yeah.
I missed you. No kidding. I did kind of, but it's Ryan's here. It's gonna be his last time here ever.
Not that I've been here lately.
Yeah.
I think it's been close to a year since the last time I've been on.
No,
this
you were here
thing.
last March because we watched. We'll go. You were here last March. So we're gonna go to the brief synopsis first of Venom because I want to get this feeling of what we're talking about. Journalist Eddie Brock is trying to take down Carlton Drake, a notorious and brilliant founder of the Life Foundation. While investigating one of Drake's experiments, Eddie's body merges with an alien known as Venom, leaving him with superhuman strength and power. Twisted, dark, fueled by rage, Venom tries to control the new and dangerous abilities that Eddie finds so intoxicating. So, what did you guys think of the movie? Anyone can go.
Hell yeah. That was all about this thing. It was a fun movie. I would throw it in not quite as stupid, because those movies are really stupid, but like Fast and Furious category, where it's just like a really fun popcorn movie.
I essentially felt like this was a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon.
Oh god, I loved it.
I think I was by Eli most of the time, and there were parts of it that were just a Looney Tunes cartoon. One being him walking around looking like he has Tourette's while he's trying to talk to Venom, and he's just flipping, just moving all around, and the fucking lobster scene definitely was finally was one of the scenes I was just like, so yeah, this is the movie I'm getting. Originally I thought this movie was just wow, this movie's very dry, the dialogue is really, really awful. They did really shitty ADR dubbing from remember the first trailer, they called it the Symbiote. And their ebonics in their mouth were still saying symbiote, but they're symbiote. And I'm that doesn't match. It's not as bad as the Room dubbing, but couldn't match it. You got a point there, though. This is a dumb, fun popcorn movie. Something that I think someone asked me. They're like, "Could I bring my kid to this?" And I'm like, "You probably could actually bring your kid to this. This is not there's nothing too scary for say a 7-year-old."
If they don't mind watching people getting their heads bit off.
It's not overly violent. I mean, they at least cut away when he eats people. So,
yeah.
I mean,
I feel like the one thing that saves this movie though, because I personally thought the action was really lackluster and subpar for the most part. I think the final battle was one of the most anticlimactic battles I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the car chase. There was a car chase scene that I don't know how long it lasted, but I'm pretty positive it lasted over 10 fucking minutes because I feel like they.
I thought it was only 5.
Then no. I thought it was over after all the drones died, and I'm like, all right, it's done. All of a sudden, it's nope. I was like, okay. There's actually one action scene that I actually really, really enjoy, and they have the SWAT team action scene where Venom doesn't kill them per se, but he's basically kicking.
Some of those guys are definitely dead.
Yeah,
some of those guys are 100% paralyzed.
He uses the one to beat the shit out of the rest of them. That guy's dead.
He kicks some through a wall,
and then he throws him through 3 fucking walls.
Yeah.
He's not coming.
Yeah, there was one scene where this is not spoilers because it's just dumb action. He fucking big boots a guy into a pillar and it breaks through.
Yeah.
It's definitely the Batman syndrome where it's just I don't kill people, and then you watch some of the shit he does and it's some of those dudes definitely dead.
They're either dead or brain dead.
Yeah, they're in a coma. And I feel like the one thing that saves this movie is the relationship between Eddie Brock and Venom. Mm-hmm. Whereas in the beginning of the movie I thought Eddie Brock was just bland and dry. I don't think anyone, especially now these days, would get I feel like Eddie would have been way better on the internet doing this shit, like exposing people using an internet forum than like a news show. So like that was probably like one of my things. But like him and Venom's interaction were super interesting. I think they could have done the interaction a little bit better. I still don't like the whole like thing coming out of his fucking shoulder like a flubber parrot being like, kill them all, Venom, Eddie. But I can't. No, do it. I still think that like either because a lot of their scenes where he's talking to himself, he's by windows and stuff. So I thought they were gonna allude to that the first time you see Venom in the window, is that like Venom would be like walking by him and you'd see him in like the glass instead of like Eddie Brock. So I think that'd be cool. Or like just have him like make a sock puppet hand and be like, Venom, kill them all, Eddie. Like, I really think, like, that probably might have raised my fucking rating up just by, like, a point.
No.
If they did the sock puppet.
No.
There's a lot, I don't know. I kind of disagree with you there, because I think I didn't mind Eddie. I thought his character could have been better, but I definitely didn't mind him. For me, the characters that fall flat is definitely the villain. Like, he was totally forgettable.
He's like the generic villain, though.
They didn't do a good job with him. They did a good enough job to where you don't like him, so he is a villain, but past that, they didn't really do anything else to make him interesting or anything.
I'll one-up you on this comment. I think everyone besides Eddie Brock and Venom were really, really boring in this movie. Like, his girlfriend really had nothing to do. Jenny Slate's scientist character really had nothing to do. Like, I didn't think she was a scientist. I thought she was a secretary, because no, like, scientist in, like, a big lab is going to be like, oh, your meeting's here. No, your secretary would say that. But, like, yeah, I feel like the origin was just a little, like, it... I don't think you need Spider-Man to do this movie, and this is, like, proof. But, like, there were some parts of it where, like, I wish they would have, like, not alluded to Spider-Man, but maybe alluded to, like, maybe Eddie's health was dwindling and stuff. I think that would have been a lot more interesting. Or, like, have him be, like, more, like, down on the dirt, comparatively. Like, man, if I lost my job 6 months ago and I'm living in a big-ass studio apartment still, like, I'm not fucking, like...
Well, it was a shitty studio apartment, to be fair.
Comparatively,
it was nasty.
Yeah. Compared to a condo, yeah.
But look how...
I think they did a good enough job showing him down in the dumps. I mean, comparatively, it's the same thing as the Spider-Man story where he loses everything because of it.
Right.
It's just minus Spider-Man, which I was completely fine with. I don't care that Spider-Man's not in this movie. They did a good enough job of it.
I feel like, but like the parts where I feel like he should have acted more down on the dumps is his interaction with people. Like, he's just still, like, everyone's still, like, chummy with him, and, like, I feel like he should just be a dick about everything, you know? That was how I would have pictured it, but, like, again, this is not a good movie. This is not a bad movie. This is what we call good old schlock. Good old complimentary fun bullshit. I told this to Ryan, and, like, a lot of the reviewers are like, it's like Catwoman, Daredevil, and all those movies, the superhero movies from 2000s, and they're absolutely right, because like it's not good. Like, it's like there's terrible dialogue, the story is very forgettable comparatively, but what saves it is, again, the relationship between Eddie Brock and Venom. If Tom Hardy would have just dropped the ball on this, yeah, this movie would have been just like dunzo. Like, but also with this in mind, I feel like there were a lot of things to like about this. Like I said, I do like the design of Venom. I like the way the symbiotes are able to like make shit. Like when Riot comes in and he's able to create like weapons and stuff like that, I think that shit's cool. Personally, like I'm a big fan of Green Lantern, so like I kind of wish they would have done like a little bit more. I would kind of wish Venom could have done a little bit more besides make a shield and other things. But like, I can understand why they didn't do that. They gave him like the tendril swinging instead of the web shooting, which made a lot more sense. But all in all, I feel like what this is again suffering from is studios, execs being in the way, because I I am on that personal front where I don't believe it was gonna ever be rated R. Like I feel like they knew right away because like Spider-Man: Homecoming did good last year, and then they just were talking about who they're gonna cast for Venom, Tom Hardy, and as much as we like speculated to be R, I feel like right from the get go, like Sony knew they're like it's not gonna be rated R. So I'm not saying like having it a rated R would have faulted it, would have made it better. Because like I don't believe that because the Wolverine was hyper violent. Do you remember not Logan but the movie beforehand?
Yeah, the one where he's in Japan.
Yeah, where there are hyper violent action scenes. Like obviously there's no blood, but you could still hear the cutting like they're cutting flesh and stuff like that. So that's why I think that what it really was just in the end bad editing and then bad direction because some of the actors they did have like. The bad guy, Riz Ahmed, he does amazing work in other things. And Michelle Williams, who's a really awesome actress, I just don't think they gave them anything to like really do.
Yeah, I think where this movie suffers is the side characters all are pretty much there to just push the plot forward.
Right.
And that's pretty much it. Other than that, they don't really have anything interesting about them. But I will disagree with you about the R rating because I think that could have vastly improved the movie, especially from the anti-hero standpoint. Because I mean, especially with the scene, like as cool as it was, the scene with like all the SWAT members there. I mean, if you make it rated R, that's just more people for him to just go ham on and basically just slaughter if it's an R rating.
They all would have been dead,
which kind of pushes the anti-hero narrative a little bit more.
Right. No, I get you. Eli, I know you're a big fan of Venom and all this. You and Ryan are both Venom fanboys. You guys are wearing your Venom t-shirts and your Venom Club shirts. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
His is at least black.
I have a hoodie. I just don't know where it is. In a box somewhere.
Yeah. But like you're the one who, when I texted you about this, you're like, well, if I don't make it to the review, man, it's gonna be a 9 out of 10. What did you think about the movie?
Of course I loved it.
Yeah, that's good. Like, what parts that you really liked and parts that you really didn't like? Because I know you're a very, like, not argumentable, but you're a very, like, nitpicky person for the things that you don't like.
Very opposite. I don't know what the fuck bad dialogue means ever. It has to be really bad for me to notice, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Like Star Wars prequels.
He likes the prequels!
Yeah, I always forget that.
I grew up with those. I probably don't notice.
He probably saw those before the original trilogy.
Ugh.
What were some things like you really liked about it, and what is like a major thing you hated about it? Not hated, but didn't like about it.
I thought the first third of the movie was pretty slow and kind of bad. Just where it is, just Eddie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What about you, Zach?
I agree with him. I thought the beginning was kind of slow, and I also felt like they rushed the story a little too much to get him to where he was, like down on his luck.
Right. No, I get you. So, with that in mind, let's just all do our ratings. Well, Ryan, you go first.
I'd give it a solid 6.5 out of 10.
And why?
Because it's a really fun movie, but it does have a lot of flaws to it with, I mean, like characters and like they were saying before, it does have some pacing issues to it. So it's an enjoyable experience. It's not a bad movie by any means, but it's also not like a good movie per se. It's just a fun, dumb movie to watch. I mean, obviously I'm going to watch it over and over again once it comes out on DVD, but...
Okay. I know you did yours already, but do you mind doing it again?
No, it's alright. I'll give it a 7. I thought there were definitely flaws in it. Like I said, I thought the beginning was one of the biggest flaws, but I didn't go into it expecting a serious movie. Like I knew it was kind of gonna be like dumb fun. So I think I got that. It achieved that. So.
And Eli, what do you give it?
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Oh, the highest rating of us all. But why, Eli? Why?
I like the movie. It's just good. I'm not very nitpicky with movies. I don't know what you want.
He's nitpicky with his games.
Pretty much. Like, I don't know. It would have been better if it was R.
So if it was R, it would have been a 10 out of 10.
Probably.
I am going to be the lowest of the low on this one. I'm going to give this a 6. I don't think this is like 6 as in like, do I think you should go out to the masses and watch this? No.
Yes.
You know,
Do it. Go see it in theaters. It's definitely, while it is not like a good movie, it's definitely a theater movie.
I don't know. I feel like this is a rental or what I would
No,
watch
I
on
definitely
FX.
feel like this is a lot more fun of a watch in the theater.
Is it?
Unless you have like, I don't know, like surround sound and shit in your house, like go see this in the theater. It's a fun experience.
Yeah.
I give it a 6. And for my reasons, I think personally that it is a movie that you could probably like just pick up like watching on FX and you won't be like too inclined to like really give a shit about the plot, but there are really cool action scenes in this. Like I've said, I've equivocated this to Daredevil, the Ben Affleck Daredevil, and Punisher Warzone, as in these are movies that you do not like take very seriously. It does bring character to that character, but I feel like in the future someone else who is really passionate and the network isn't in the way will make a better movie. So now that we've talked about the movie, we're gonna do like spoilers now. So just turn it off right now. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
So at the end of the movie, Eddie Brock goes to the prison and sees Raggedy Ann.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking.
Yeah, that wig is something.
Holy shit! Like, oh my
Like
god!
Carrot Top, actually.
Yeah, he's like a carrot top without plastic surgery.
This is one of those times where I feel like they tried to stay close to the look of the comics, but they shouldn't
Yeah,
have.
They should have just have him had short hair and just like maybe hints of ginger in it, and then like call it good.
Yeah.
Like for me, when I see that, I just feel like maybe it was just like, and like, was he using his own? He was using his own blood, right? To like write like.
I think so.
I assume.
I'm like, man, that blood's still raw. Like, you don't think like he'd be like, guard, I need like a blood transfusion, like pass out, because like he was writing fucking like deep in that. Like, that line though really got me. Like, it's just like, it's like, huh, get it, guys? I'm gonna bring carnage. Like, it's like.
Didn't have to do it, but of course they did it.
Yeah.
It's just like, I feel like they're basically like, if they don't call it Venom 2 Carnage, they're just gonna call it Carnage.
I feel like that's gonna be the title of the movie is Carnage.
Yeah. Or Maximum
Carnage.
Maximum Carnage. It'll come in like a red fucking, just like the game. It'll come in like a all red box, all red disc. It's a Blu-ray, but it's actually red this time. No, and I feel like now that we can talk about spoilers real quick, I really didn't like that last fight at all. I think that like the way it ended was very, very just dumb.
The whole thing I didn't like. Like the fight scene in his apartment was awesome.
Yeah.
And then the fight scene with the SWAT team was awesome.
Yeah.
And then the final fight scene, the camera just moved around
Yeah,
way
it
too
was
fast, and
jumping.
you couldn't see what was going on.
Well, part of that I feel like is because it's like Riot is just gray, Venom's black, so you can't hardly tell the fucking.
This was
difference.
happening
But, like,
at night
I mean,
too.
even with scenes where, like, when Riot like sends the spikes shooting up through the bridge,
It
it
is
took me
very
a
dark.
second to just be like, "What the hell is that?" Like coming
Well,
up. I was like,
well,
"Oh, those are spikes."
It's like, is it spikes or is it just his tendrils going through and that's like the grating coming out? Like
Yeah.
that was, I think one of the parts that really got me about like that just end fight scene is the fact that like it could have been cooler if it was brighter to see like the contrast between the silver and the black going through and meeting each other up. But because it was just so filmed dark and it was so shaky, it was like something out of a found footage movie. So you're just like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to get from this.
The start of that fight was really dumb to me. Where he just like chases him, he's like, Venom, get on the thing. He's like, I won't do it. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you then.
I think in general, like,
It's like, oh, okay.
That's one way to start. a
I
fight.
No dialogue.
I do really like the dialogue leading up to that or whatever, where Venom's talking to Eddie about Riot, and he's just like, "Oh, he's got shit you haven't seen."
he's like, he's gonna fuck you up. He's like, I can't be that bad, and it's like, oh, it's bad.
It's like, the chances of surviving are 0.
No, my one thing about that is like, Venom, like, Venom was kind of cool looking until he like made out with Eddie, and then it got back to
They're partners, man.
where Venom really wanted to fuck. It's like just canonical, like Ryan's right, it is some kind of fetish.
Yeah, that's...
Sooner or later he's gonna be like, I think I have slime fetish, honey.
when I was watching that scene, when that scene happened, when she kissed him as Venom, I was just like, that's gonna turn into a fetish right away.
Gonna beat Bowsette in the Pornhub searches. No, but like no, and the one thing, and this I wanted to bring this up, but I felt like it was spoilers. 6 months to get from fucking Malaysia to San Francisco.
Again, the symbiote just loved Malaysia.
That was my fucking thing.
I don't have a problem with that, but the fact that it stayed in the same old lady body,
For 6 months.
that's what got me.
You know, I guess I didn't think about that.
That was like, Ken said that he was like 6 months. I was like, I can deal with that timestamp.
I wouldn't
But
have
staying in the same old lady host is not like she had money for a plane ticket.
I wouldn't have even thought of the 6 months thing if Kian wouldn't have brought it up.
Because it's just like, it makes it so obvious that like the Malaysia thing is happening. No, go on.
Finish your Malaysia.
The Malaysia thing is happening. They're trying to make it like the Malaysia incident is happening around the same time Eddie loses his job, okay? So when it ends with the Malaysian lady, and then it says 6 months later, and then it cuts back to after Eddie Brock 6 months, the Malaysian lady is still in Malaysia?
Yeah,
like,
point, actually.
like, it has the knowledge. No,
Probably had to do 6 months of walking to get to the nearest
But
Malaysian airport.
Yeah, but he had the knowledge, like, from the astronaut, he had the knowledge, like, the Life Foundation is in California. Then the lady obviously is like, well, there's planes and shit, so, like, I should go to a plane. Well, taxis exist in Malaysia, so, like, maybe I should get it. I'm not trying to,
It was an old lady. She might not know what planes are.
Oh, yeah, that's very understandable.
I will say,
But she was with the fucking young lady first!
Yeah.
I will say that when it did that 6 months later jump, I was expecting that they did that so they could put Riot already, like, in California.
That's what I fucking thought!
I thought that was Venom. That was going to be on the old lady, and I thought it was going to find its way.
Yeah, see, like, that would have
That's
made a
what I
lot
thought,
more
too.
sense. Yeah,
And
see.
then I was like, oh, never mind. He just sneaks into that fucking Life Foundation, which is what I was going to bring up. She sneaks him in there. Right?
There's no
And
fucking camera.
No
Yeah.
fucking cameras in this high-tech fucking institute of
They didn't
spacefaring super secret bullshit.
They
Oh,
didn't
man,
even
they
check.
Got me fucked up.
I guess
It's like, no, we just have really jacked security guards. So we need.
They're
As-
mercenaries.
as a really shitty defense for that, I guess an explanation to that would be like the shady shit they have going on in there. They wouldn't want that getting leaked anywhere
Right, I
by
get you.
somebody.
Like, but in the major labs, I get that. But, like, just in the fucking hallways?
In the doors in the lobby.
Like,
Elevators?
In the
elevator?
fucking parking lot. The fucking check-in gate, something.
Well, my thing is, like, those lights were fucking bright, too, at that gate. Like, where did he hide where he could still talk to, like, Jenny Slate's character? Because it wasn't the trunk. Like, there was no way he was talking in the trunk.
He
I
must
assume
have
it
been
was the
laying on the
back seat.
floor or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. But, like, it's like...
With a
They
blanket
couldn't have
over him or
just been like-
something.
Well,
I
what
just
a-
assumed it was the back seat.
Yeah.
I just went with it.
And then the other part I really didn't like is they just killed off all the other symbiotes.
Did they?
Cut off one, didn't they?
Killed off 2.
Did they?
There were 3, and then there was Riot who escaped.
Okay.
One was Scream, because that's the yellow one.
Uh-huh. Well, we don't know.
Well, Scream was fused with the rabbit, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, and then Jenny Slate
And then
killed
the other
blue
one was, it was blue, and
Yeah.
I think there's a blue one. I don't fucking remember.
I don't know. I feel like Riot... wasn't Riot technically... I can't remember. There's so many symbiotes now. It's
What?
weird.
Toxin.
Apparently, Venom's wearing Venom's. Eddie Brock is wearing a Venom's son, which like can shoot lasers and shit now. Yeah, that's something.
Oh, you're talking Toxin?
No. That's Carnage's kid. Toxin is Carnage's kid. Hybrid is also Carnage's just kidding. I don't fucking know. There's so many of these symbiotes. But, like, back to, like, what you missed, though, you missed the Into the Spider-Verse thing, which I liked that way better than this entire movie.
I don't see how you like that more than the entire
Oh,
movie.
I like that more than the entire movie, yeah.
It pissed me off that I stayed, and then that was what popped up. I was like, nah, this is bullshit. I'm gonna tell Kian it's bullshit.
That's why I left, because I knew that was the next.
I thought
I
the scenes were funny though. Like I like the part where like he knocks out Peter Parker, and then like he's he's like web slinging on a bus, and the cop's like, "There's a child web slinging on the bus with a dead body, I believe." And I'm like, I like this. Like this makes me like really excited for Into the Spider-Verse. I can get why people were mad because like I think how they introduced it was bullshit. Somewhere in the multiverse.
Hold on, but you don't like the humor in Venom?
Oh yeah, no, I think the humor in Venom was dumb as fuck.
Humor in Venom.
But you liked fucked up.
There's a fucking difference though. That is a child's cartoon. Okay, that is the child that is meant for children, Eli.
You didn't. You definitely laughed when when Venom just says Eddie for the first time. He's like, ah! Just fucking throws.
It was complete the scream he did.
Yeah, it was the scream. It was like, ah, and then fucking hits the guy. Like, I will admit that there were, but you know me, there were parts that I was laughing that was not supposed to be funny,
yeah.
But the movie was just so dumb and bad that it was funny to me.
You mean like when he's like, oh, that was actually cool, and then he got hit by the car?
Yeah.
I feel like that was supposed to be kind of funny.
That was supposed to be, but the Wilhelm scream was the one that was like, was so fucking dumb.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I'd already seen it.
Like,
Yeah, I saw that clip on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
oh, they had the Wilhelm scream like that. I didn't like.
They showed part of the fight where he's beating the shit out of the SWAT team members.
You didn't pick him up though.
There was a clip on YouTube before it came out that showed the apartment fight too, but there's stuff in the apartment fight they didn't show.
Yeah.
Like when Venom like uses his leg and then he does that like backflip and kicks the dude.
Yeah, see, like I think a lot of like the Venom fight scenes are really good when he's fighting people and not other symbiotes,
Yeah.
because you can tell the difference between the people and Venom comparatively to two blobs like slapping into each other. Like basically, that felt like when a child takes like two Play-Dohs and just mashes them together. That's how I felt the Riot fight was by the end of it.
Yeah.
Because like.
And then there's the part where Riot fucking envelops him in that fight.
Yeah, I had no like I didn't know if it was enveloped him or like are they? I was like, is he in there? Are they in there together?
Yeah, I saw it happen. I was like, okay, that's a thing.
At first, when that happened, when Riot enveloped him, I was just like, oh, so that's how they're gonna make Carnage. But then Riot got burned up. So I was just like, oh, so apparently that's not how they're gonna make Carnage.
Maybe it could be though, because like they did go through each other, so there might be like a hint of like I don't know, man. Like all I know is that like it's gonna be different though, because for this Venom is its own sentient being though, like a sentient being, comparatively like because like part of the Venom suit fell off into Carnage's bloodstream right away. I don't know how they're gonna do that. I guess. With that's my thought. Just seeing how like Venom has a personality compared to the symbiote in the comics, who is just like Peter Parker's ex-girlfriend. That's like, you can't do better than me, boy. I'm gonna come for you. Just wait. Like this guy, he's a stepping stone to you. That's all. Like all of the Venom hosts have been is just a stepping stone to like get back with Peter Parker. Also, like
he does get attached to Eddie though.
Yeah. Also, like. Where do they get their fucking names? Like, that's my question. Like, the people didn't give them, like, is, like, Venom just, like Tom in, like, the symbiote planet? Like, Riot's a good, like, Riot's, like, the equivalent to Peter.
Call him Riot. That's a good, strong name.
His mom's like, we'll call him Riot. What do we call this one? Oh, Venom. He looks like a Venom.
Venom from over here.
Like, that's where I stand. It's just like, I don't know how they, like, that's probably, like, the other one is like, wow, how are they going to make him feel Venom? Like, maybe they'll be like, I'm going to poison everyone. I'm going to be their Venom. And then now he's like, my name's Venom. I'm like, okay. I don't know how this happened, but okay. And Stan Lee's cameo was, like, one of the most bizarre cameos in the world to me.
What?
Why?
No,
because
because
they're
like,
always bizarre.
Well, because he like broke the fourth wall, and I'm like, okay. He's like, you two better be careful now. And it's just Eddie and Venom. That's why I was like really confused. I'm like, does Stanley know that Eddie Brock is Venom?
Said?
Yeah. He said something and then like...
I thought he was talking about him. No, he
I thought
talks
he
to
was
him
talking
like
about...
him and his fucking girlfriend.
Yeah.
No,
I
the
thought-
girlfriend was gone.
Yeah, but he
No,
was watching
like,
them.
Yeah, he like walked like 10 feet away from her.
Yeah,
when
no,
Stanley's
but at the
fucking
same,
cameo
like,
happened.
I don't know, because she was already back going into the house, though, so, like, it's just him.
They were
But he
sitting on the
watched
front
the-
steps.
he watched it happen.
This is semantics, but, like, then the turn in the wind actually, like, finally made, like, oh, it kind of made me giggle, like, in the context. Like, it did not make me giggle in the trailer. Fuck that thing. Zach's favorite part of the movie is obviously, like, Zach really likes the Venom Eminem song besides the chorus, and like immediately it starts playing the song and Zach's like, I thought it was gonna play the first verse, then all of a sudden it's just like, and then Zach's face is like, fuck this movie.
I thought they were gonna go like knock the first part of the verse. I was be like, all right, that makes sense. Instead, it's just Venom, and I was like, oh.
So like I don't like, again, like the more I think about it, like the movie is bad, but like it's like not bad where it's like don't watch it. I just, again, there's so much shit I like. If I rewatch it, I'm gonna catch up on more of it because then I will re-remember what I thought and be like, I don't want to do this because I'm gonna poke more holes into this, and then I'm gonna be
Yeah, I'm
like,
gonna see it again tomorrow.
I feel like out of all the things that they didn't get right in this movie, they got the most important thing right, which was the interaction between Eddie and Venom. Because that was spot on. It was
Right.
the most entertaining part of the movie.
yeah. See, and that's the thing. Like I said, this is a buddy comedy and not an action film. So that's been our review of Venom. Do not forget to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. If you're listening on Podbean, don't forget to check out our YouTube stuff. We have some cool, funny YouTube stuff. If you're on iTunes, give us a 4-star rating and leave a review. It really helps us.
4-star rating.
Yeah, it's a 4-star. iTunes 4 stars.
No, it's
isn't it?
5 stars.
5 stars.
Give them a 5-star rating.
I've been
Make
waiting.
us feel better.
It stops
Don't
at 4.
let Key and peer pressure you. Give us a 3 to 4 star.
Give us
That's what
2.
we deserve.
Also, you can just be like Jen and Anonymous on Patreon.
Just be
Support us on Patreon.
happy that you rated us at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can help support us. You get a T-shirt for
Yay.
certain tiers. Yeah.
I don't get a t-shirt.
Well, yeah, you guys get yours in Christmas. Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.